This lovely gown is by Berta, a high-end designer from Israel. Absolutely stunning. What I'm doing here is, this bride is less than a 00, and so even though this looks small on her, what I had to do was in here give her some darts. You can't see that, but there's darts there and there. I also did some sculpting underneath her bust so that you could see some definition in here, because it was just pulling away from her body in here. It wasn't pulling into her because the back of it is kind of low, so there wasn't a lot of structure back there to pull against it. So this part has a dart in there, as well as from here at an angle to here. Also, her dimensions between her apex here and her waist and her upper hip are much more compact, and in tailoring we call that petite. Petite, most of the time people think petite means a tiny person, you know, small frame. But it really doesn't. You can be any size. You can be a size 18 and you can be petite. A lot of people don't understand that. So it's really the dimension between, you know, where are you petite? You could be petite between your shoulders and your bust and here. You could be petite between here and here. So for her, her shoulders tend to be a little more natural size there. But the dimension for her between the apex, the waist, and the upper hip is very much more compact. And in regular terms, we would call that high-waisted, but in tailoring terms, we refer to that as being petite. So as you can see, there's a lot of yellow tipped straight pins holding the whole front panel of lace, because what I had to do is underneath here, it's actually not attached. I had to separate all of this lace and lift it. It's in big chunks of lace, completely woven together. So I removed all of that, like a layer, you know, kind of like surgery, peeling all that back. And then the underneath part, which I'll show you in here, remove this pin. Down under there, I made several darts in the underdress, kind of like that, to pull it in, because it was kind of just making a little puddle of fabric on her abdomen, and it wasn't attractive. It was kind of bulging out here too. So what I did was I peeled all of this back. This is all connected here because that flapped that way. This one I've already hand sewn on this side, but I had to peel that back, and then all this was flapped down, and lifted this up. And then I also created about almost looks, I call it a smile line. I take it and then I subtract it. I pull it back inside the dress and then hand sew that together so that we remove this little bulge of fabric under there that just was not attractive. And then I'll lay all this back down. And, whoops, just dropped that pen. And you can kind of see under here where I am here working under there, all that's hand sewn. I've probably taken in under here this seam. This used to be a plunge down to about there, and she just didn't want it that far down. She wanted it much more conservative. So, I don't know if you can see my stitches. I'll get really close. Under here you can see a little knot. I'll tuck it away, and it's going to end up getting covered up with her different appliques that are, once this is laid up flat, I'll put these back on, and you'll never ever see any of that. So that's kind of how I work. I very meticulously peel it back and hand sew everything back on. So there's one thread that got used up, and here's one in mid-process. So I'm gonna close this all up here and kind of adhere it back to the dress. So she's actually got this main seam that took in a lot of bulk there, another one there, another one there. Actually, this one was a lot longer. And this one here, this huge smile line is removed, and I subtracted in this area, I would say a solid 2 inches of fabric. So if you look at this, that much fabric right there and lace on all the layers, about that much overall, that's pretty big. That's what I took away from the abdomen area, because she has a really flat tummy, and no bride wants to have a dress make them look like they got more flesh than what they really have on the abdomen. The booty's another story. Most people don't mind adding a little dimension to the booty, but in the back, she's so tiny. This is a designer size 6 dress form, which really in real life is like a 4. And she's a 00, a little bit smaller than a 00. And so there's just no way I can close that, but I have it, you know, held on up there. So her dress is just absolutely stunning. I can't wait to show you the next stage. I'll show you the overdress, and it comes around here and attaches basically on the side there and on the side there and fans out. It's just an amazing, amazing, amazing dress. So that's a little peek into the surgery of this dress. That's why I'm the bridal MD. Do surgery every day, and I love every minute of it. Catch you next time.